So Kobe. Okay, let's engage this live and let's take it up to a sizable number, because I noticed some freedom is freedom and misconception are already going around. Not really something serious, but I just have to, put this particular lady in her place, because if you don't speak, this is how they will be peddling false narratives and rumor. You understand? So I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on TikTok. Though if I'm going to be having panelists to come up, they'll be coming up on TikTok. So, but if you're on Instagram, you're free to stay on Instagram. You will hear each other, and everything will come to fall. Because today is Saturday, 15th of November, 2025. Saturday, 15th of November, 2025. So, we have 108 people on Instagram, and we have 140 on TikTok. So let's take the likes on TikTok. So that we can have a stronger network. Let's take it to like 10,000. Then I'll be able to start. I won't be able to play music because music work for TikTok, or Instagram they start, flagging for copyright and stuff like that. But I need to quickly respond because I was told and they shared to me that a princess comedian, out of her still continued wickedness and vendetta, came out despite the the fact that Baba Ijesha has his freedom. The evil and the wickedness in her still make her to come out and yarn dust, and they are trying to distort. And she was giving wrong information and narrative. I'll take her to the cleaners and speak some senses into people like her. And it's just a big lesson for all of you. You can see how wicked some people can be and how desperate they can be. When people plot evil, when they do so much evil, and they vowed that this particular one is fight to finish. And God says, Tielu so now, oh, so long. To bati so to one long. So thank you so much, Mrs._Popsin. Baba Ijesha is well loved, he is talented, and I just want us to engage the life a little bit more before I start, so that I can take you back to speed. And if you don't already see, attend to vet taleo, attend to plots in con, le shingo confumo. Afita about to machine confein. Ade machine confun. A machine confun te magbadun. O sa si London, o sa si anywhere. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Baba Ijesha, a ṣe máa ṣe nǹkan fún yín. Kò ń ṣe pọ́rọ̀ ẹnu. Torí gbogbo ìgbà tọ́rọ̀ yẹn yí bóbó. Kò sí ohun tẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tọwọ́ bá ìsìnkí mi. Ẹ mú àjọgbá ẹ fi bò. Mo wò yín. Ọlọ́dẹ sọ pé kí n ní sùúrù. Ọlọ́dẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń dá ìsìnkí mi padà. Èyí tó ra mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ mo fa wọ́n la. Òun ni mo ti fa wọ́n la jáde yẹn díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni. Yes, it's nothing beats the scorn of a woman, because sometimes but we just have to learn, and I would want everybody to listen to me with open heart. We have a terrible people that were reporting the case. It was so terrible then, but I will explain everything to you guys. You can know, if not for the timely intervention. You know, she coming out to go ready. Don't be a cashew by. As a tongue of it. These people can lie for Africa. It's because they know social media is not that strong. They can just come around syndicated. Be about to travel. Be a quick benu me o. On of me pick obi. Ah, the lesson. Untolo ma shake ofi any content. And when it is time, the point is, I just want us to engage. Like when we get to 10,000, I'll vibrate fully. When she run, you know, I contribute with the oh yeah, nah, yeah, doobie, wo about Dubai. They go Manchester. How about Dubai, me oh, Ejeje me. Wọ́n pé gbogbo nǹkan lé ayé ó gba àkáìbà ó gba kéèyàn máa sòótọ́ ó dẹ̀ gba kéèyàn ní sùúrù torí ọ̀pọ̀ ọgbà people assume that the wickedness that they do, like I'm saying, will last forever. No, it can't. It can't. So are we okay? We're now at 10,000 on TikTok. Okay, good. So that we have a stronger network on TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, it is no news. It is no longer news that, of course, veteran actor and comedian James Omiyinka, also known as Baba Ijesha, is out from prison. And he's out for good. And nothing can take him back there again. Affliction will never rise again in his life. But one honest truth that is so glaring that we, as a human rights organization, that we saw in that matter, is we saw clearly extreme wickedness. We saw extreme organized crime. We couldn't say a natural crime. We saw an organized crime, and we saw a serious, high-powered, evil wickedness to punish somebody for whatever they thought was his crime. I may not be able to mention some names, but about 30 and I will indirectly disclose the identity of some people behind his travel. They are I don't believe in that school of thought, and I fight for what is right. I stand by my truth. I stand by whatever I stand for. What I try. Okay, now let's start with the case when it did happen. Naturally, what Princess Comedian plotted, what she orchestrated, when criminals beat here, what they organized, what they planned, what they cooked up, was for Baba Ijesha to be sentenced to life imprisonment. That was her desire. That was what they thought they would achieve. And that was what was charged and was, put before the man. Baba Ijesha at that time could learn it because they've put up the narrative. What's a pyro? She just came out this morning to lie that it's a lie. You lied that Baba Ijesha bá ọmọ ọdún méje sùn, which turned out to be a total lie. And we fought seriously against that as a human rights organization with very brilliant lawyers. They fought and we were able to establish the truth, not just because there is process of the law. Evidence is to jẹ́ pé ìwọ princess àti ọlọ́pàá àti ìjọba tẹ́ lọ ṣe níbi tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí sí. The police came honest. And the police came out nítorí ìlú tí ò dá ni. And it's because Lagos State government was involved, and everybody always believed that government does not lose in the own case. But it took the risk that we have to take and face the government. Because in the case file, in the docket that was sent to the government, after Baba Ijesha was lured to come and act movie, he was princess. You lured him to come and act movie, and the evidence was tendered in court and admitted, even by the government lawyer. They could not refute it. You invited him for a movie via WhatsApp and via Instagram DM. And that was why you placed that girl, a very young adult, to Baba Ijesha act a film. The justice system in Lagos State, so that you can know the evil. And you look at what the media did. If not because we were the Saloni, we'll be in court against her. And we were still going to come for you. I will still come for you. And I'm a human rights activist. I don't do selective activism. And I don't do sentiment. I believe in the rule of law. I know people like you are still out there, lying and hiding behind abuse, rape, to destroy people's lives. Or we'll teach people like you lesson. So, my people, when this princess cleverly invited Baba Ijesha to come and act movie in her house, she wants to do a skit, and then she lied to her co-travelers that when the girl was 7 years old, Baba Ijesha had sex with the girl, and another time he used car key to uproot a vagina. She added that to make that look real, could it look like it is true. She now organized a crime. She packaged an invitation, stuff, and invited Baba Ijesha. Come and act movie. And we all could see that the same girl was so comfortable around Baba Ijesha. But the only problem, that was actually a bait for flirting. You know, the point is this. We have to understand something, Nigerians. There are some natural tendencies that belongs to every human. She orchestrated and organized flirting. She ambushed Baba Ijesha into that misfortune. Come and act movie and placed a young adult, a girl that has been actively having sex, to come and play that role. And she placed around Baba Ijesha, coached the girl. It was a different ball game. And lo and behold, they did whatever they want to do. She recorded everything went the way she wanted. Police took Baba Ijesha to police station. After talking no, they were trying to force him to admit to the crime. I'm still going to go back. But if we don't put this kind of people into their place, they will keep deceiving everybody. Fighting for children, fighting for women. The gap between me and Princess and the Yabo, they don't belong to the human rights community. They don't even belong to the temple of justice that I revered and I hold seriously. It's because of dirty social media and people thinking they can destroy anybody's life. That's why they could be able to spread wrong narratives. Well, I can tell them for free. I am strong enough to face all of them then. And that's why I was able to make a, like Emi not on your lives. Normally, ordinary person want to finish my want to now they did whatever they want to do. They did their recording, and Baba Ijesha was taken to the police station, and the news broke out. I had like every other person. The only thing I did was Batimoka police report. Baba Ijesha lano. Aro Jokiji etiso. This is your report in Toshele. What's going on? It's a different ballgame. And an adult, an actor was arrested on sexual abuse. Investigation has just commenced. Everybody would have kept quiet. You cannot just be the person accusing and be the investigator at the same time in a serious crime like that. So when I saw the horrid report, I noticed that the police are just trying to satisfy social media and satisfy Princess. They gave a report of Ntotishele 7 years ago. Ntotishele nsi, what the want to shiwadi, want to be daddy, what the leni to go. I now went back. Presently, as at that time, I saw Baba Sue's condition. And I saw what was done. I said, no, we need to calm down. Something is fishy. This is too much. Princess involved. Actor, Baba Ijesha involved. Me more princess any because on that princess, princess. I mean more original. It's important. All of those of you saying, "Oh, you're an activist," condemn it. If it's other people, you would have talked. I said, "You should calm down." And I've been able to make phone call to Auntie then. But what's going on with my colleague? What is it? I say, no, they gave me the situation of what happened. I'm like, so, when you play video I wasn't really going to have that. I said, I'll go and check later. I said, let's calm down. Let's wait. Let the police do their job. Because this is how they deceived and they make, entertainers to go after Baba Sweden. And then they condemn Baba Sweden because Nigerian, the Nigerian security apparatus, even if when they make mistakes, they don't like you telling them that they have wronged you and you're going to go to court against them. Towards the other people like if can be for writing, even the rights that they are meant supposed to protect, they don't like you demanding for your rights. So when any government official makes a mistake, instead of them trying to say sorry, they will rather find a way to twist everything on you. If you demand too much for a right, okay, then we will lie against you, will add more to your crime. And that was what actually happened. So when that happened, as a convener of a human rights organization, I said, I only wrote a statement, let's be calm. As at that time, say nothing Baba Ijesha say nothing me, me. And I know he's a senior colleague and all of that. You guys, you need to listen and listen attentively. Because anything I say, I will be challenging them to sue me to court. If I lie in a part, last one. I get what I'm saying. But we live in a terrible world. Peradventure. The case went to with the police, and then they took the case to Panti. Princess was bringing soldiers, everybody to threaten the police and stuff like that. And I went to Panti. I was filming. When you have filmed many at the same time, I went to Panti. I said, you should call Baba Ijesha. I need to speak to him. And when they brought him out, when he sat, you're a senior colleague, you're somebody that I know has got talent I respect. If I tell you I'm happy that your name is even involved in something like this, it's a lie. Sir, if I get power for me, why did you molest a child? Why did you do this? Why did you? I said, Yomi, all the whole story of having sex with any child when she was this, when she was that, they are lies. But because he knows that I will never support evil, even if I'm going to condemn him, he knows I will speak my truth. Because I'm on one industry. I'm out to get with Roland Tagion. I'm out to get with fake life with Poju. If I have any fake life or any dirty stuff, I won't even delve into human rights. And I said to him, and I was the police officer come Musek Bayo, Uncle Drew money. Money Montaigne. Money sir. The report the police gave was that there is a video of you sexually abusing this child, having sex with that girl. On confess upon it. Then the police interrupted immediately. He said, Mr. Yomi, we have so much respect for you. The police never said Baba Ijesha was seen having sex with a 7-year-old. And was sobe. The reporting or the reportage is not so okay. Now, maybe the progressive one might correct it. That there is a video of Baba Ijesha touching that girl recently. And that is what he admitted to. Because she's 7-year-old. Money, can I meet the IPO or the OC gender that is dealing with the matter? Because at that time, I'm like, if the girl is 14 and you probably touched her recently, then you have done something wrong. How did you got into the house? Now said, I was invited to come and act movie. Money movie. Who invited you? Said Princess. Do you have the evidence? That was where he got to let me know that the evidence is in his phone. I said, you don't mean it. Okay, no problem. So she invited you to come and shoot a movie. And then she put the girl down to act with you. Then we were able to look into the video and stuff like that. But little were online. Even we saw clearly where Princess was beating that girl. I'm not talking a victim. Then I began to sense organized crime. And I asked, Kilo wala Imeji. He gave me the history of the relationship and whatever they've had together. I said, okay, this is more like a breakout here. And what was so evident was 2 weeks after Princess had a marriage. Only she's a very terrible, bitter soul. She wedding 2 weeks after. 2 weeks loti bear okweja. Tolo she married him. And in the process, Baba Ijesha long parija because the person was a younger colleague to Baba Ijesha. Along the line, maybe I think that was when they began to, one level. So she couldn't be bothered about her marriage again. She was so happy that only Baba Ijesha is tall, handsome looking guy, talented, and they could be doing their comedy together. Maybe along the line, maybe that was when there was heartbreak and stuff like that, and she couldn't handle it. Now, really quickly, let me go to where it concerns our own human rights and when we decided to look into the matter serious. So immediately I put up that stuff. Why should I ask that people should be calm? You saw the video now. Yomi Walo Nisuru. We are patient. We want to become on Nisuru. They should allow the law to take its course. You want patient. It's because of arrogance. The language that I spoke is the language of civility. It's important for people to calm down and let the police do their job and let this person be found guilty before we can condemn anybody. But she thought I'm speaking on the basis of I am trying to support a colleague. Why would I come out and support a sex predator? But I am not blind. Abusi, I can tell you for free. Abusi, 99.9% of our own so That was a setup. That was an intention that you cannot deceive. If you like, just that princess never cared about that girl. And I was going to explain to her that you are the most wicked individual I've ever seen. You don't like that girl. You are willing to use anybody to destroy anybody's life. Actually, recently now, when a mother will be able to use her own children to destroy her husband, you think because when you hide behind sexual abuse, people like us will keep quiet. I understand what it means to fight for human rights. I understand what it means to stand by what is right. I won't be scared. Whenever she will on social media, I'm not in that league. And I've been able to show it evidently. Untole Mumiki was scared. It's when I am doing the wrong thing. And social media is coming for me because Uma hitting me. But if I am on the right path, social media, because you people keep weaponizing everything and you leave the core civility. So, princess, stop deceiving yourself. You and your co-travelers, Baba Ijesha is going for life imprisonment. And you had people, including our Onimoto Mbaye, and a few people in government that Baba Ijesha will not step. You vowed that he will never see the daylight again. You all know I will never support sexual abuse of any form. Now, the case went on. I was getting close tab with the police and investigators. And I was like, I went to the police. I said, you guys, you need to do your job. Police now said, okay, princess, you have come to our office. You wrote your statement in Sabo police station that Baba Ijesha slept with that girl when she was 7-year-old. And that girl had been having relapsed trauma. That very Baba Ijesha. So you even in TV, to marry Baba Ijesha on TV, to mark Paro Kemajami, princess in TV Baba Ijesha on TV, Omangbon. Abibi apology somebody. Is that not true? That princess said after Baba Ijesha had sex with the girl when she was 7-year-old. Only to marry Baba Ijesha on TV, Omangbon. Is that not what she said? Now, when she said that on TVC, your view, a lady presenter called Princess again and said, Princess, we need to confirm to us again. When this girl was 7-year-old, did Baba Ijesha have sex with her? Only yes. Okay. That is a terrible thing. As at that time, she doesn't know what was coming. And then said, police, do your job. Baba Ijesha said, oh, it's just the total lie. I can tell you for free, police now took that girl after Baba Ijesha has been detained. They said we have to do our test. If this girl is 14-year-old, certainly you don't expect that Koyakuti managed sex other than the one thought if it defile it. Or whatever it is we want to know. Maybe we can find, you know, at least I can establish she Baba Ijesha when she was 7. They can't just admit that only want to that she was defiled when she was 7-year-old. That means the place would have been open. Police said we want to check if it is open before we can charge Baba Ijesha for having sex with the girl when she was 7-year-old. Do you know what was shocking? Police ran a test on the girl. The first thing the government doctor said, he said, presence, healing broken hymen, number 1. Healing broken hymen. Hymen is virginity. Only Osha Shenji, no Osha Gabali Omoyeni. In 2021, when they claimed she was 14. What she get Jabali? On the presence of semen. That means after Baba Ijesha was arrested and set up with that girl, no sex, nothing. They thought they finished using the girl. The girl had returned back to a normal life of sex. And she had sex with another person. Even the person did not even use condom. But they didn't know that investigation would get to that stage, that they would need the girl. And because she was 14, there is no way they would run the test on the girl without the presence of the mother. So they said, bring the girl. When she brought the girl, they said, we are going for a test. That was when they ran the test, because they manipulated. On an healing broken hymen, that her virginity was just taken. But her virginity is not healed, fully healed. Presence of semen. And then they said, evidence of perpetual penetration. That was what was contained in the doctor's report of government, police. Police and Lagos State government, they know this truth as at that time. Including princess and Anako travelers. That they were not going to be like, princess, wait, oh. The reason why you claimed you set Baba Ijesha up was because you said, not that she saw, she said she was told that when the girl was 7-year-old, Baba Ijesha had slept with her. She virginity when the girl was 7. When she is now 14 years old, 7 years after. That was the moment the police knew they have already messed up. And I was already on the neck. Hey, and I was waiting like, okay, you're going to wait. Let's see what is going to go on. I was expecting the princess to tell you. Might be no princess. One not say she is virgin no more. But you actually set Baba Ijesha up because you claimed that he had sex with the girl when she was 7-year-old. So the basis of you setting him up is already looking like it is a fake. It is a lie. You set him up based on fake incidents. And then the question that we are going to be waiting for is, whatever the case may be, you can request for the case file. It's quite unfortunate that we don't have a good media. Most of our journalists, they expect that human rights is for victims only. And let me remind you before I go further, when any case comes up like this, the prosecutor, the police, they owe the right, the duty to protect the rights of major actors in the case equally, particularly the defendant, the victim, and the public in any matter. Criminal matter. The police, the prosecutor, they have the constitutional duty and role to uphold, respect, and equally protect the rights of those 3 players. Anything on fear sunkon. Anything fear sunkonyo. Àti aráàlú, the police wọ́n ní iṣẹ́ láti ṣe. Láti rí pé wọ́n dáàbò bo ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn mẹ́ta ní ọgbọgba láì mú kan sí kan. Now, it was established. Oh, and filing. Police now, okay, now, I now expect that the police will do this. That number 1 process. No problem. Let's see. Police now realize that because evidence will be here. But they've been able to set him up recently in 2021. And they claim that the girl is 14. And they've already coached the girl. Princess and her co-travelers. They've coached the girl. Boshe Magbi Araduro. Boshe Masheju Baba Ijesha. Baba Ijesha thought the girl had interest in him. He didn't know that the girl was giving him sign. I don't do it, don't do it. And at the end of the day, police said, this one that you set him up, because you are shouting she's 14, we'll wait until the case gets to court. Then you go and prove your case. But the 7-year-old, when he said 7 years, he told Baba Ijesha lost 7 or gongon. We have no evidence, and we have even run our test. The test in our hand, we run contrary to the testimony of Princess Baba Ijesha. Princess Tansoy. Don't forget that the 7-year-old, Baba Ijesha slept with the girl when she was 7. He used khaki. She never claimed she saw it. Normally, under the law, parental negligence is a criminal offense in Lagos State. A lot of you do not know. It's a serious criminal offense. If a 7-year-old is under you, under your custody, are you with me, guys? These are the things that we were fighting and explaining to her. That if a 7-year-old is under your custody, Baba Ijesha does not live in your house. If you claim he came to your house briefly, I am saying, and he had carnal knowledge of your girl, certainly that 7-year-old will be suffering multiple tears. And apart from that multiple tears, that means the pants will be soaked in blood. We're not like, why? Where were you, Princess? The assertion, the reason why you said you set him up. Why? Where were you? And why didn't you notice that this girl was defiled when she was 7-year-old? And she was sick, Rarani. A 7-year-old is not expected to be having sex. How can a 7-year-old be defiled? Because she will have multiple tears. I want to turn this virgin. One more quick dimashita. I want to come kasara because I want to go. But almost 7-year-old could decipher. She cannot pretend or hide the pain. So if a parent cannot detect that a 7-year-old was defiled under her, and then the question we're expecting the police and Lagos State government to ask Princess is, where were you when this girl was deflowered? Because Baba Ijesha doesn't live in your house. So if he came to your house and spent probably 30 minutes or 40 minutes and defiled your 7-year-old daughter and left for his house, so your daughter is so scared that even if she has been threatened not to speak, there is no way you, the mother, will not notice. That you covered it. But to come to tell us in 2021 that you did not even notice. So now, the truth of the matter is, in 2021, Princess wasn't presenting herself as a witness that, yes, 7 years ago, when the girl was 7, he did it. I took him to social hospital. He did it. She said she did not witness anything. But she acted on that to set Baba Ijesha it was fake. And I will still buttress that point for you now. Kekere leshi boy. Ema farabale. Egbo mi dada. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ti sọ láti 2021. Wọ́n ní mo ṣe sọ́nsìn tí ó dẹ̀ di yípadà. Àwọn tó sponsor ẹ̀ tọ́ ní kó sá lọ. Who is that? So, at the end of the day, it turns out that we're expecting the police to ask Princess, I said, if you continue to tell us that this girl was defiled under you, and as a parent, you did not take notice, you didn't take her to hospital, you didn't know all this thing happened, you are not even a witness, and you could not even present a single witness. Nobody saw, nobody treated the girl, no hospital, no doctor to say, that 7 years old, when the girl was 7 years old, I was the one that treated the girl for defilement. It was as empty and blank as anything. Even Princess herself was never a witness. She did not see anything. Nothing happened. But she planned the trap in 2021. Now, a bit more criminal the princess. Police refused to charge him. Lagos State government refused to charge her. Rather, police refused to charge her. Lagos. They didn't touch on that. I went for that. Where is the evidence of this girl's age? No birth certificate, nothing was proven. And when the princess is a 14-year-old. And I can tell you all for free, even the girl was writing different ages. Otoni age to koni sabo, otoni age to koni panty. It was Lagos state government, Lombard, non-defended. They were trying to defend her. And I kept laughing. I was the only one facing the matter seriously. Again, so the entire media, I don't know what happened. They went blank on the truth. I was okay. Now let's go. An individual was arrested after sperm was found on this girl. But Taloni, you got it, one dear boy, and they asked the girl to confess. But I don't know Dominic is any. The girl confessed. Tell us those that have been sleeping with you. The girl mentioned everybody could mention Baba Ijesha. Only but Damola. But that can't kill it. Security lane. The Damola happens to be princess like a younger brother and a business partner. Oh, I get neighbor. Yewa anu lejo ton Baba Ijesha wa. E don ba mo get eso ti princess mo. Okele. To get security lane, she knew. Those ones, those people were the ones having sex with her and sexually abusing her since 2020. They asked the girl, police asked the girl, did your mother, your foster mother, princess, is she aware that Damola Adekola is sexually abusing you? She said she reported to her in 2020. You know how this terrible, disgusting, wicked princess, she left Damola Adekola, her neighbor, they live in the same house, that have been sexually abusing the girl. She is not interested in justice. She knew since 2020. And at the end of the day, in that the 2021 April, she now wanted to set Baba Ijesha up. You slept with theory 7 years ago. Or Leo Baba Ijesha, which is a criminal offense to come and act movie. They all went silent. Ati princess ni o, ati Yabo ni o, ati Tomu ni o, ati gbogbo àwọn obìnrin oni dot gbogbo wọn yẹn. They went silent by asking the government and the police to prosecute that Damola Adekola, that he was arrested. He was in the same cell. What I said, well, Baba Ijesha. And the guy had already been threatening that if they take him to court, the girlfriend don't go and quote me again. That Damola Adekola wrote in a statement that the girlfriend don't get the princess if he set Baba Ijesha up. And he was ready to present evidence but get any UBA account. I knew already those evidence were there. Police knew. And police were ready to remove their hand. They wanted to grant Baba Ijesha bail. Intori tiju, Kayema ba surprise. As at that time, I was just doing my human rights stuff. And the police were like, we can't continue to do this. You are just bringing powerful people here. This one is coming. Yabo is shouting. People are calling. We know the truth here. The only advantage is that you set him up. And you are saying the girl is 14. And then the CP was like, you know what? We now know what is happening. You guys had issues with yourself. We don't want this nonsense in our stuff. We will grant Baba Ijesha bail. As at that time, I was filming. I was only campaigning about human. You know the thing Princess did? But she be commissioner of police, she advised me. All this nonsense that people are doing. I've spoken to this girl now. Look at this Damola. And I'll play. I'll play it for you. I'll play it for you. You will hear the commissioner of police report then, press release. I will take you guys up to speed. You know, sort of like EGC. Police now said they were going to be granting Baba Ijesha bail. And then the next thing, Princess is back it's Juma Lele. Ayema Mabuan. Ladubo she finish Baba Ijesha. What do I do? Somebody now advised them that they should go and protest against the police. That was when they went in front of Panti and they were doing a show of shame that they are the constitution. That if the police grant Baba Ijesha bail, they will take his life in front of that place. I got furious and I said, not on your life. Even the police said I should not come and do a counter protest. When he was sorry, go. And as a human rights organization, I put up a campaign. One of the tenets and fundamental human rights is the right to bail. As at that time, I am not saying that Baba Ijesha should not be prosecuted. I can't. If anybody abuses children, pay for it if you commit a crime against a child. But you cannot deny him his fundamental right to bail. Especially when this is an organized crime. Especially when the police, they've done their test. They realize that it was a total lie. Nothing happened 7 years. Oh, Boma Okoson is 7 years. Maybe 6 months before Baba Ijesha was arrested. But Princess lied to the entire nation that it was 7 years ago when the girl was 7-year-old. A defilement that under the law, our inability to even say, I am a witness. But 7-year-old, 7 years stuff, she never said, I am a witness. I asked the girl, who did this to you? She was a dummy. She didn't mention a name. But this is the hospital I took her to. Then would have gotten the doctor or the hospital as a witness. But she was presenting an incident that carries life imprisonment without a single evidence, a single witness, or anything. If we don't stand up, any share. Tọ́fẹ́ ṣe irú kàbáyì. Ọlọ́run ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó ṣe. Now, I want to play the Commissioner of Police press release that time. I want you guys to hear. He will confirm the other guy that was arrested with Baba Ijesha. Princess, Yabo, Tom, they did not want you people to know that there is another guy that was arrested. They didn't want you all to know, because if that guy is pronounced, prosecuted, the guy does not want to go to jail. Because only one evidence, 14-year-old. If truly the girl was 14. So if the guy is able to convince the court that the girl, Tofi said Baba Ijesha, she's 14. She's a young adult. Almost 19-year-old. Baba Ijesha magba anybody no court to join. Because they destroyed my life with fake lies. So they are making him look like a pedophile, whereas they put up a young adult that has been having sex to set him up. Now, come and listen. Commissioner of Police in there.
So, in terms of salary, you were thinking...
I was hoping you would tell me what you were thinking.
Oh, I insist, please.
I insist.
I insist.
I insist.
Please.
With indeed set salary expectations from the start and skip the awkward chat.
More live. No. More live. I'll call you back. Oh, no. I'll go. Where is this one? Let's play.
Power off.
Hold on, we'll play again.
Power on. Connected.
Let me play it direct for you guys. Emma, go by.
Do trial on pages of newspaper.
Can you guys hear it?
There are two cases.
Shelly, go by. Shelly, let me know if you guys can hear. Can you guys hear? Okay, I'm starting from beginning. I thought the speaker is going to pick it up. Now, listen carefully.
I'm talking about Baba Ijesha case. You know, you don't do trial on pages of newspaper. Baba Ijesha case, there are two cases. One, it was alleged 7 years ago to have defiled a girl when she was 7 years ago. The girl is now 14 years. As at that time, no complaint was made. Nothing was. But last week, a video went viral where he was arrested having sexual assaults. Whatever indecent assaults. When a man touches a woman where he's not supposed to without authority and consent, it now becomes a sexual assault. That's exactly what they are. Sexual assault. To which he admitted that he actually assaulted. So not that really assault in the assault of criminal aspect. That when he slaps somebody, when he injures somebody, now it's still assault. But this one now is a sexual one because so the girl was told where and without her consent. So the case of defilement is being added to it. Still under thorough investigation, and we need some scientific ones to be. Sexual assault is a billable offense.
Billable offense.
For God's sake. It's a billable offense. It's not like rape. No allegation of rape was made against him.
No allegation of rape.
But 3 hours yesterday, they are all with me.
Here I go.
I interviewed all of them, one after the other, including the girl that was allegedly assaulted, including the mother of the girl, including Baba Ijesha himself, Baba Ijesha himself,
And
including the other person that was alleged.
including what? The other person that was alleged. Can you check Baba ya making pada? Again, we pada kebo.
So, including the other person that was alleged. Everybody.
Again, we pada kebo.
But 3 hours yesterday, they are all with me. I interviewed all of them, one after the other, including the girl that was allegedly assaulted, including the mother of the girl, including Baba Ijesha himself, Baba Ijesha himself, including the other person that was alleged. Everybody, for 3 hours.
Including the other person that was alleged. Now, ask yourself in your conscience, how many of you know, or how many of you hear directly from Princess, from Yabo, from Tom, that there was another person that was alleged?
Power off.
Talo alleged, Omoyelo alleging. In the same case, same victim, same investigation. The question is, Kilo yo Omoyekuro. And I'm telling you on my honor, that was the guy, who statement that this babe in question, this guy in question, girlfriend only, so possible. Can you imagine 14-year-old and the girlfriend? That the question now is this. If you tell Timo party the problem, we need to be conscious of what we use our police cells, what we use our prison to do. Because when when they take such decision behind you, in your name, in your blood, in your destiny, the consequence will come to all of us, including the innocent people. Now, when the CP told all of them, this is what has happened. Look at any time what's him? The CP did not go further to say test was run, sperm was found on the girl, and her virginity was just recently taken. But you, Princess, said because Baba Ijesha took her virginity when she was 7 years ago, that was why you set him up. Now, clearly, the reason for setting Baba Ijesha up is fake, is for wickedness. And I have fought for children more than all of you combined in the industry. I have fought for children, for women, more than all of you combined. When I saw a genuine case, not because Baba Ijesha was around, I just felt like I know about, I have the knowledge of fighting for human rights. I am not going to be looking for, can you come with the thing? Don't be saying on social media. I believe in my conscience. My conscience is my policeman. You would have expected a honest mother. Beshen pariwo Baba Ijesha yen. Tomo yen daruko pe yan kan bayi ni. Beshen pariwo le ku iwo ya po ko face princess pe. Princess. Iwo gan o se abiyamo gidi o. Omo 14-year-old. Ka gba pe ti 7 years ago oju e o to. Báwo ni le tún ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ tó tún rí? After Baba Ijesha was arrested, they finished using the girl. Ó padà sí sex it only. Even as we speak now, they don't care about the girl. None of them care about the girl. But mo boro lo mi ti sọ̀rọ̀ rárá o. E ma elobi patashi ma lo mo ndibi tó jókòó sí. Ka le mo kata on pupi ṣe. Now, when the commissioner of police now advised them that all these things is looking like the scorn of a woman, we understand you women can be very bitter. Whatever this man might have done, we are not absolving him. We only grant him bail based on the fact that the evidence before us is just the sexual assault. And it happened when you claim the girl is 14, which she's no longer a child. Category of children, age category of children is 1 to 12 years. When you start to become 13, 14, you are a teenager, you are a minor. So, if it is the current event, to shele to fi set it up, te ya video te fun wa. Iyen nìkan la evidence lọ́wọ́. But it's sexual assault. He kissed the girls and touched the girl was with him. It's sexual assault. Kò gbé ọyàn síta, kò tọwọ́ bọ̀ lójú ara. So for that, we're going to be granting him bail. By the time they finish the investigation, then we'll come back to it. And lo and behold, they felt like, no, we're not going to be accepting this. Maybe somebody advised them to go and protest in front of Panti against the police. So when I saw that they went to protest against the police, I look at it and the commissioner of police is just there to undo that position. That commissioner of police belongs to the public. If the police are doing the right job and you are coming to rubbish them this way, and you call it constitution, I did my banner, I did everything, and I said, I'm going to be challenging this. It's not of your life. This nonsense cannot hold. As at that time, they are already determined that it will never see the light of the day again. Cannot anyone, and a government will still protect them. Some people will still protect them because they are women. And I'm like, this man has got right to sexual feelings. You can't do this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And you call about rape or that. And you call about abuse on children or that. But I would not be closing my mouth when I realize that you people are trying to weaponize it. And one of when it will get adults, young adults, fine. Commonsensically, age of Ijesha, if she's just 19, but she's an adult. You are not wiser than God that made some women to start menstruating and say, I am preparing you to become a mother. Even before they get to 18. But we have to follow the law. Now, when they put up all this, not any of the media house, including this woman in this, your view, they refuse to mention the other guy, which if his own situation was established truly in that case, they will be paying millions to Baba Ijesha. Because that guy, he ain't got any evidence, 14-year-old son, which is punishable with life imprisonment. And that guy, while he was in prison, because the guy was confirming that she's a young adult. And lo and behold, we're waiting that, okay, we fought for Baba Ijesha's bail. By the time they want to charge the case to court, do you know what happened, Nigerians? They've paid or whatever they did. Lagos State government refused to charge him along with Baba Ijesha. Kuma bada case. Money turning Baba Ijesha share. There was nobody in our industry to listen to me. I can only speak to the legal community Well, our lawyers want go ariwo mi. And to God be the glory. Maximum respect to the senior advocates that showed up. Oh, Bangonera, Toffee appeared in the first court case. And the other 19 lawyers that came out on pro bono. Mr. Yomi, will stand by you. I have to keep going from one court to another. Don't tell the case. Baba Ijesha fún go mo nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀. He does not know that wọ́n ti kú. Ọlọ́pàá lè dọ́gbọ́n fún ẹ ní bail. Wọ́n ní a máa tán padà wá. Ẹ wá dáná ya. Because tọ́lọ́pàá bá rí baby bail yẹn làwọn máa ti rówó. Tọ́wọ́ bá fún bail, báwo la ṣe fẹ́ rówó? Àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣó pa wọn bítà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. So ẹ kọ́kọ́ fún ní psychological freedom. Tó bá wá padà wá lẹ́sẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹn lọ ṣiṣẹ́ homework yín. Tó bá dé kéèsì yẹn wọ́n ti pè látòkè o. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn máa ti gbogbo level táwọn. He doesn't know what was going on. What about money? I was expecting that. Baba Ijesha, don't worry now. It's in evidence what we watch a film. They should prove to us that this girl is actually 14. And then, since you never have sex with this girl in your life, and you are so sure, no sex with that girl, sex, no problem. We're expecting that they will bring Damola Adekola. And even by extension, then the police will now ask Princess, how come in 2020, a year before you set Baba Ijesha up, this your daughter told you that Damola Adekola, who is your neighbor, have been sexually abusing her. You did not report to police. Security of your house, okay, you did not report. In 2021, with the girl still living in the same house with them, Oshawa set Baba Ijesha up with the same people. Make it make sense. She ain't your crime lójú yín. Oh, wá pè pé kó máa bọ̀, kó wá ṣe film. Wá set the camera láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn. Money now, police. I'm expecting Lagos State government, the same law. Tí wọ́n fi fẹ́ fi charge Baba Ijesha tí Lagos State fẹ́ lò. Money same law yẹn. No, ló sọ pé parental negligence is a serious criminal offense. Money same law. No frown against grooming a child or a minor for sexual activity. It is evident. If a princess no coach Baba Ijesha tó ń bọ̀ you, release your body. Don't worry, let him touch you. Even if it is 30 seconds, let him sexually abuse you. We have a recording. Don't worry. Doing that to any child or a minor is punishable with life imprisonment. Only the second one that is very evident, that I'm trusting Lagos State government that they will do justice to it, is that it was in that morning, Princess claimed, she installed CCTV. After she invited Baba Ijesha to claim that he is a potential predator. So, you knew this person would come and tear the vagina of your daughter. You invited him down to where your daughter is. You now went to set camera so that you can record how your daughter will be sexually abused. Because there is no way you will tell Baba Ijesha, I'm going to be recording you. Don't be violent to rape her with love. There is no way you would tell if truly he was a rapist. Because you already left them together in 100% privacy. And I said, under the law, the same law, under the Child Act Protection Law, what Princess did is child pornography. Recording sexual activity. If Princess stormed into them, Princess is storming to them suddenly, having sex, and quickly record to keep the evidence. It's a different ballgame. If the camera was in our living room previously, and it captures them naturally, it was not her intention. There was no way she deliberately did that. But this one, it was that morning, based on the invitation she gave to Baba Ijesha. This was rubbish on social media. This is a planned work, set up, organized crime. And I said, prerequisite for this kind of action, it's too horrible, it's too herod. It has no propensity in law. You don't lure people to come and commit crime. Because anybody to constitution for like you have the power to lure people. And I said, for that girl to submit her body, you want her to suffer PTSD to gather evidence. When you come and show Nigeria. The debt we owe every child is protection. If you know that a child will be abused physically, mentally, or sexually, you are duty bound as any adult to protect that child. How will a mother, even animals, I said, even animals, they won't do this to their children. Animals. Now a mother, but because this lady could be worried, and this disgusting set of women were encouraging her to say that that should be obtainable in Lagos State. But my mother is a Lagosian. I can't fold my mouth. I can't fold my hands. You now set a child because that girl relied on princess for food, for shelter, and for care. You forced and coerced the girl to submit her body so that she can be sexually abused. Because you knew in your mind that if truly Baba Ijesha is who he is, you want that thing must happen before you can say, I caught you. I said, woe unto you. You will pay for this crime. That's alone. Recording how a child is being sex. Then people to work me. On no release the embayo. On what here on with the release it. To know what we got in. I said, even the recording alone is child pornography. I said, most of these young people on social media, they don't understand the law. And we cannot continue to allow Nigeria to be perpetually exploited because our people need to be mentally alerted and they must know the right. You cannot do this to the states that we want it to get better. The governor of Lagos State is doing everything he can to ensure that Lagos State is on the pedestal of one of the thriving cities in the world. How can we exemplify that treatment of a child from a first-time parent? Because you claim you are looking for evidence. Which evidence? Where are you going to take it to? I was expecting that will be said to her and she'll be charged as well. So that she can learn a lesson. That the debt you owe every child is protection, not to use a child. You know all these disgusting people. Photocopy visa of America go home for when set you up. I said, wait, show me that police station. I will travel to that country and I will take the police off. You can't do that. No child should be allowed to be, you can't allow children to be traumatized. How can you want a child to suffer PTSD because you want to gather evidence? No judge will ever give such order. No police officer must do it. Any police officer that do it, any police station, I'll protest in front of that station for days. That station will go into fire, will go into flames. That is one of the gravest crimes you can do to humanity, to put children in that harm's way. But the sad reality is that all these women, they knew about these other people. In that, Damola Adekola, the princess Timolati 2020, but in sexually abused women. She confirmed this in court. If you Google it, you will see her excerpt when she was being cross-examined. That it was in 2020, she knew that Damola Adekola and the security of the house Okele have been sexually abusing the girl. She doesn't think they deserve justice. They were still in that house. They continued to abuse the girl sexually. And after, over the 2021, over the Baba Ijesha story called Shellen in 7 years ago, that she did not even witness. He told witness story, ko set away up, ko so follow up. He theory, evidence, anything. Or if he set a colleague up. In the same house, these two men were. Arrested Damola Adekola. So while Princess was luring Baba Ijesha in and arresting him, Damola Adekola, who has been having sex with the girl, is saying, wonderful. And look at the way they are deceiving themselves. Even the young girl will look at her and say, this is just fake. You didn't care about me. I went to Bamisun. But I'm Baba Ijesha. Look at the person they are using to set me up. You're still going to have sex with me tomorrow. Princess, and meanwhile, what they are taking? Princess, I will social media because they don't have a mind of their own. And they deceive the police, deceive the government. Because the real person, if truly the girl was 14. It's Damola Adekola and the security. Security and not to Shilek. And I stood my ground. I said, Ogbo kini teri nu case file Emma low. Le ron Baba Ijesha lo se won gbere. Le ron law. It's a tricky thing for me. It's sensitive. But I have the basic energy and knowledge to fight this kind of a case. It will cost me. But I have to stand on this temple of truth and justice, not temple of social media likeness. Because when the American embassy saw the interest and the yearning of fighting for justice in me, they gave me an assignment. But Allah knows me. And I'm not bothered. I said I will risk it. Lay with it. I will continue to fight for the truth. Why nobody? I don't want people to like me. Just do right by my side. Now, all the media, platform are being here, at our fake child rights activists, they knew that that guy was there and was arrested. They kept quiet. Don't go solo. Media. Don't even mention that other guy. Because if you keep mentioning Damola Adekola, then the government of Lagos State will have no choice than to arraign him. And Damola Adekola will bring his own lawyer and will prove that the girl is an adult. And then the question is, that girl, Princess Boguan, they will have to go to jail for accepting as an adult to accept the girl. She threatened to kill me. She threatened not to pay my school fees. She threatened she won't give me food again. I have to do what she wanted me to do. So why did you lie you are 14? She gave me the age. That's not my age. And I can tell you, when the case now began, the court, the judge, Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo, God bless you wherever you are. Because we fought for the bail. Yes, Baba Ijesha is being arraigned. 6 count charges. Life imprisonment at 16 years. They won't move because of Baba Ijesha. See where they want but and say, you are a liar. You all wanted him to be sent to life imprisonment and 16 years. If we didn't stand and fight, you would have destroyed him completely. Our prison will be getting the sweat for the wrong reason. Now, when we got to court, they said, okay, granting bail is what the right is bail. No single evidence. I can tell you all for free, no single evidence was brought to show that Baba Ijesha Bomosu, when she was 7 years old, Emma Winyao, what did he fellow ba aye Baba Ijesha Gelo, what the Bomosu, and two lapi, I want to Bomosu, on Badunuli. Even as at that time, the court case, they are still in the house, or to continue like Baba Ijesha, on Badunuli. Now, let me tell you where it's now got messier. I said, okay, now the trial starts. Let's prove to ourselves that this man has got his right. So that you can know why they send people to prison, wrong people. And one in Nigeria and Bonomoy, Ashwajibola met to travel, we will continue to compare leaders to leaders. It be the problem with the rest of me. When the police officer was brought in, it was when the police officer was cross-examined, we realized that the statement that Lagos State government fell for, they blame Lagos State government. In the file, they saw a statement. Baba Ijesha sọ pé òun bọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀sùn ní 7-year-old. Òun tún ṣe lé all the signs there. So the prosecutors in Lagos State, the DPP, they said, if you have confessed, the confession alone is enough to send you to prison, even if you don't see evidence, if you don't have witness. Since if you confess, that is why you must be careful before you write statements in any police station. Don't let any police officer threaten you to start writing statements and you indict yourself. It is that the become a lawyer. Take your time before you write any statement you write, even if there is no witness, if there is no evidence. If you accept that you commit a crime, it's enough for a judge to sentence you. When the trial starts, that is when you know all this media, all this, I'm a blogger, I'm a media, they are deceiving all of you. Oh, when the trial starts, they now ask the police officer, this statement we are looking, statement tó wé ta ló kọ ó ní statement Baba Ijesha ni so òun ló jẹ́wọ́ gbogbo tó kọ síbí òun ló sọ ní confirm it. She confirmed it. They now asked the police, and we are putting it to you. You wrote this statement. This is your handwriting. Your Honor, is the DPO that said we should go and obtain a statement. We are asking you, is this your handwriting? Did you write this statement, this confessional statement? The police officer confirmed that it was the DPO that asked her to go and write it for Baba Ijesha. He said, no! You claim you are a police officer of over 16 years. This is your handwriting, yes or no? Only yes, is my handwriting. So you wrote this statement that Baba Ijesha did all this, Abi. Who owns this signature? Only Baba Ijesha. Baba Ijesha don't own the signature. Why did you write for Baba Ijesha? Only I wrote under caution. He said, okay, it's okay under the law. You can obtain statement under caution. It's acceptable. But it has procedure. Under the administration of criminal justice law in Lagos State, not even another state, in Lagos State, key procedure. If a police is going to write statement for you, maybe you are not able to write, you are tired, or you don't have handwriting, or you are shaking, the police would be taking the statement from you under caution. And when the police finish writing, he or she must put his or her name, a minimum call, position, and then the police will sign. Then there must be somebody to witness this thing that this person wrote for this person was duly interpreted for the person in the language. As at that time, Baba Ijesha never knew what was going on. He said, that he should sign, that they will go and settle it for them. So the police officer admitted and I said, yes, I wrote it, but it was the DPO that said I should go and write for you. I should write and take a statement. Then I said, why did you now write? Gongo, tell us. You know what this police officer said? He said, when they brought Baba Ijesha into the station, he could not sit down by himself. In fact, I offered him chair. He could not sit on the chair. He said he can only sit on the floor because they are beating him mercilessly in Princess House. And I saw his clothes torn and he was tired through it. Said, so why are you in a hurry? Why did you now quickly take a statement in that condition? Said, it's the DPO that asked me to take the statement. And that, quote me, the statement was stepped aside and they went for trial within trial. Well, Bawali Street. And it was not meant to be admitted. They went for trial within trial. Baba Ijesha said his own part. How the police officer beat him up. What she said, wait, what I think statement in Yellow to this police station. And Princess was gallivanting. But because he cannot continue, he doesn't even know his rights then. He confided. Baba Ijesha said, I don't even know my rights, Yomi. All I know is that I know what was between me and Princess. I know the age difference between me and the girl. And when she said, I touched the girl. And I know what was between me and her. So I just felt like, you know what? I have entered your trap. I'm sorry. I was just thinking that this is my career going. So this lady has me in mind. So he just wanted to leave the house. He just wanted to say sorry and get out. He said, he never wrote any statement. He would never said because there was nothing like that. I knew that. I said, don't worry, we will fight for you. It's tricky. It's dangerous. It will affect my brand. Because Nigeria is not that knowledgeable to that extent to understand the meaning of what I'm fighting for. That it could happen to anybody. But the knowledgeable ones will stand by me. And let that Yabi Madroti me. And the spirit of this nation that I am fighting to see that it gets better will stand by me. I mean, and I went on. Not because, you can't think of money, you can't think of fame, you can't think of anything in that situation. Only your boy, you can't think. As an activist, you look at it, you say, are you going to be selective in the kind of activism you want to do? Or you want to fight for human rights wherever you find it? Now, the police officer admitted that and quotes me Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo retired, said that statement will not be admitted yet. And then she ruled for trial within trial. And they did the normal interview before the judge. And that was admitted. And they just said, we'll talk about the ruling on that one. But before we could see Jack Robinson, it's don't funny that politics when they were going to rule, they still admit that statement. And the senior advocate went and said, my lord, you're not supposed to say, can't wait now. Quotes me that I'm saying this. I was in court. He said, I will attach weight to that statement during my judgment. So don't bother that I admit it. What it can work. Your statement here, Baba Ijesha free enjoying. We're so sure that since the statement was not accepted in the first time and we went for trial within trial, and the real incident was now stable before the judge, it is now when the judge tobacco ruled because that statement is not tenable, that means the case has ended. What we saw was the next thing, the judge admitted the statement, and when the senior said, what? They just told, quote me that I'm saying this. It's only recording in the court. That don't worry. Let us senior advocates. I know what I'm doing. I will attach importance to it during trial, during verdict. And they should not worry that she admitted the statement. I'm like, what? In here doing? Go to the court and admit the statement. I want to pay the law or lock by again. Another thing that one she thought was the you. I'm just fighting with my honesty. Only motto to only get one number to go for what she wear. Don't look president, one look going by. On one be look governor. When they asked the police officer that, when Princess wrote a statement, she said she installed CCTV on that day, only yes, which is not quite long. Okay, as a police officer, you must have gone back to the crime scene to extract the CCTV. Only yes, that is the procedure. You accept that, my lord. Now, please tell this honorable court, as the IPO, how many minutes the CCTV that they extracted to the burn? The primary evidence is the hard disk. The secondary evidence is the one the police will burn from the hard disk into CD. But now, from the primary evidence, how many minutes need CCTV see a capture as police officer? Nigerians, you guys are sleeping on your country. The reason why this country is not getting better is because you care less about your country. Cases like this should get your attention. You know what the police officer said? We could not retrieve the CCTV because there was no network. It's a shame on the justice system in Nigeria. That's what I put my life on the line to fight. Network your CCTV. Because if she accepts that the CCTV was extracted, the princess don't install. Gbogbo riaza tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú gẹ̀yẹ kó lè mọ̀ bí tó máa jókòó sí gbogbo ẹ̀ládájọ́ máa rí. Gbogbo bó ṣe lu Baba Ijesha tó nà pé kó ṣàkọ admit sínú kíní yẹn because somebody paid them to do that because they want to punish Baba Ijesha. Ó ti ṣàwọn kan. Ó ṣàwọn kan bí kan ó dẹ̀ tún ṣe princess. Èèyàn kan gbé contract yẹn jáde. Mo wá báyìí mo ní what? CCTV. Do you see any of the journalists report that to you? Princess to come live. But kini response? CCTV and kini response? Then I'll bring the excerpt from the court. Lagos State government sue me. Response or Nigeria police sue me. That is how wicked this country can be. They will destroy anybody's life if nobody is standing for the other person. I have no regret that I'm fighting for human rights. thinking that they will use social media to change my name, my personality. Yomi Fabiyi. Èyàn mú level pé kí wá ṣe gan. Tó bá ṣe ma wireless èmi. Táyé ma fi parẹ́ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ rí. Màá fagídí sọ pé fẹ́ bá èmi. Àtilẹ̀ Ọlọ́run bó ṣe dá oníkálukú. Ẹ lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn actress àti jọ lọ káàkiri. Èwo ni mi ta àti jọ sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì. Èwo ni mi tí rí kó ṣe pé ó ní lásán àti pátá àti bra nìkan. Màá ka orúkọ bu wọ́n sì fún yín. Bí ní ṣe mistake sọ pé ìtọ́ ẹ ló fresh bá èmi Yomi Fabiyi. Èmi no ani ṣó ọ̀pọ̀ kíní ẹ̀ lè bá ní jẹ́ ń pe girlfriend mi wá kó dó sẹ́nu ọ̀nà. Mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ kan àjọ close nígbà yóò pé Yomi ṣé èmi ò ń ṣobìnrin tó fẹ́ èmi ò lọ sọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀ mo kọ́ tẹ́tí sísìdì mo wá pe girlfriend mi wá dó sẹ́nu ọ̀nà wá rí fire for fire. Discipline. When the police now said there is no network, your CCTV, the judge, the Lagos State government, they all went quiet about it. Even our own ìlú ìjọba network ilẹ̀ fi your CCTV ọlọ́pàá. Wọ́n ṣe mú level kúrò nìyẹn. I can tell you for free that video tí wọ́n present Fadajo was never presented by the police. Even on that day, nígbà tí ọlọ́pàá yẹn rí tó rí fire for fire, fúnra ẹ̀ ló yọwọ́ kúrò pé gbogbo nǹkan tí princess ṣe yẹn ẹ sọ pé kó bọ́ta again. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ lọ tag Lagos State PRO kó sọ pé rọ̀mọ́ pa. The police denied pé all the camera princess sets, the whole arrangement, they are not part of it. They didn't sanction it. They didn't advise her. They don't know nothing about it. I don't support nonsense. I don't support nonsense. Throughout Baba Ijesha's case, throughout the court trial, ko CBA ko tati paro. Princess ya ta wọ́n kàn mú irọ́ burúkú lẹ̀, wọ́n kàn cover, wọ́n kàn lo agbára, wọ́n kàn ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. And the judge, everybody saw it like kí ni máa ṣe tó yìí. Tó dọ́ni kẹ́ máa fi sex, rape, kẹ́ máa fi bayé ọkùnrin jẹ́ ni. Ẹ wo ìyàwó president France. Ó kó ìfọ̀tí fún president France high camera rí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé president yẹn ló kó ìfọ̀tí fún ìyàwó yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ á ti resign ọkọ ti rán lẹ́wọ̀n. Ayé wèrè làwa wá. Angeli tó sì create èmi lọ́kùnrin. A sì ní case dájọ́ máa pò tí bá dé heaven. Tí bá ti dàgbà ní omi ìkanjú. Màá kọ́ dablo bo angel yẹn pé ebo le kí ni mo sọ fẹ́ kó kí ni àdéhùn kí ló rò tó fi wò pé kó create mi náà sí gender tó create mi. Kò sí gbogbo nǹkan lóbìnrin fi shit wa. Wàá gbé aṣẹ́wó tó fẹ́ fún lówó ó tún máa yáta ó mọ̀ kó fẹ́ enjoy sex ó sanwó wọ́n tún sanwó fún ẹ wọ́n tún gbádùn ààrẹ ìyà làwa kọ̀ wá jẹ all these things wà wá pé what is all this and I look at it wọ́n bá pé ṣáwọn obìnrin yóò kì í ṣe child right activist money why are you people now quiet about all these things? So when we went to the appeal court, out of the 6 count charges, the judge, by the time that I was case, you know, Emejini judge again, Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo retired. She asked vehemently from the DPP, the Ministry of Justice, where is Damola Adekola? On the second time, but the first DPP Mr. Mattis Yelowawa, where is this Damola Adekola and where is it? I won't go further. Where is the statement? Judge Yenny, I won't proceed. Oshe was statement again. Any inquiry who was number 1 person. Where is this Damola Adekola? The DPP, the Ministry of Justice in Lagos State, was telling the judge that is not the case we are doing now. Majority of Nigerians believe that this is the definition of government. That they can take lives arbitrarily, they can send anybody to prison when they want. They believe that is the governor. They believe that is what they are there for. We keep selling who we are and our future because we don't even know who we are. And the community vote, community election. They don't know. You are willing to raise brave soldiers. And when Nigeria better. And when we stand for things like this, they are already brainwashing you on social media. destroy his name, call him rape. How can I? Yeah, George, you know a princess is there, but where would that? So that be a cashier buying. Go back to draw now. And when we say UK, to one BC. In that your boy and don't let with it, Tony. I'm a share a little one doing more. We let me Yomi Fabiyi. And we'll jack by Jagbe Warifi. And me, you will doing more. Of course, get your coffee shady local. But as God will have it, I kept escaping all the ambush. Until on Noshele. He just have Baba Ijesha they cut here. Until no where we call up our album. I don't know why I go by Bora la vera mu you. Say oda ka arrest boy to ka dele ka lo ku. Wọ́n jọ̀wọ́ mi. Ṣùgbọ́n mi náà tún ṣe kíni? Hit and run. Bàtà ti gba bill Baba Ijesha ngba yẹn. Aba alaye wọ́n ti ṣe tọ́lọ́run rán mi o. They are coming for me o. Asọmọgbọ́n. Mo kọ Bob ni. As usual, we was in UK. I was in self-exile for 6 months. Lórí case Baba Ijesha. Àwọn mo ti foko kan kí tó lọ ngba yẹn. Wọ́n ní mo ṣe délé padà wá bá Oyún Akorede. Èmi ò mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run ti ṣètò gbogbo nǹkan. Nítorí as at that time, wọ́n ti fọmọ bú mi. Ìyábọ̀ nílé ngba yẹn. Ó ti rò pé òun ti ra lé sí Lẹ́kì gbogbo ó ti wà okay. Ó ní kí ló mi ní tó wọ́n ní. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ sọ pé I will respond for you. Yomi don't talk. Àṣẹ Ọlọ́run sọ pé máa padà kọ́lé tèmi. So when you see that lady come out now it is now left for Lagos State government to charge her with a salary láti gbà yẹn. Lọ sí Kasalo, wá sí Kasalo mu UK mbi. But she won't fi kan náà lè fi charge Baba Ijesha. So if we didn't stand up, Baba Ijesha would have been sentenced to life imprisonment and another 16 years. Even when they passed the judgment, because of their evil wickedness, I don't have money to control the media there. Abimo Paroni, they were saying Baba Ijesha was sentenced to 16 years. But we were going to be pursuing the appeal. 3 months, 3 years, 4 months. Normally on a good day. This is Lagos State government. I put on a personal respect and admiration for Governor Baba Ijesha. Maybe because of the love I have for Asiwaju. So, me speaking the truth, and then the Speaker of Lagos State, my total respect, total love. You love me, love for Speaker. You know, so we just have to make this state better. So even when the judgment was, it should run concurrent. Just 3 years, 4 months, 5 years. Wait, 2 years, 3 years, 4 months. One twist, even you're going to Joshi Wambe. Tori, call to 10, so to call to yen, want to be me no call to yen by. Lagos State government charged me to court in that. Me court yen, or try to charge me to court for court content. Ori loco me yo. Because me o shabosi Lagos State government. Me shabosi Lagos State. Me shabosi movie industry. Mi o shabosi ọmọ ekere, mi o de shabosi obìnrin. Ṣebobìnrin kan ló bí Baba Ijesha. Ṣebobìnrin kan ló bí ọmọ get princess ń lò láti fi ṣe ìkà tó fẹ́ ṣe. Kò ṣe pé princess care pa ọmọ yẹn. You cannot care about that girl and you want her to suffer PTSD to lo fẹ́ gather evidence. If you care so much about that girl, when you rushed into that house, Princess, go back to that video. Princess was beating that same girl. Talk when the victim, Nijoti, Baba Ijesha and Lele. Otun Luge, over Baba Ijesha Kuro. Because the girl was like, Baba Ijesha, over Wolosi Kishi, college out of the camera. Camera was on recording you. Okay, the master. Oh, yeah, they rushed in. Baba Ijesha, they should like Gimon Lori. Igi 2 by 2. Ono call Lamo Lori. Baba Ijesha, ono call Loleno. But on did they on die shebo do back. The girl was like, Mama, this man don't know why we they beat her. Tell her. Only but the princess in my play. Kini e padà fáwọn. Àwọn shebo pe set up ni. And in that video, Baba Ijesha ní bóun ṣe kúnlẹ̀ tí princess ń play lórí fóònù. Ibi táwọn ti bèrè lọ́wọ́ ọmọ gẹ́ ẹ pé wọ́n lòun tìjú. Ó fẹ́ ask tó ra máa kiss àwa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Ṣọmọdé ni ẹni, gẹ́ ẹni, no, I'm an adult now. Nígbà tí wọ́n máa present the video, wọ́n ti yọ audio bẹ̀ kúrò, wọ́n ti edit ẹ̀ pa. The girl confirmed in that audio that I'm an adult. Ẹ lọ wo kan tó gbé jáde. Wọ́n edit ẹ̀ pa. Ẹni tó bá yẹ tó, wọ́n ṣe bàtẹ́ pé Baba Ijesha ṣe wọlé báyìí, tí princess lọ báyìí. And they asked the girl in court. They asked the girl in court, hello, young girl. Your foster mother said Baba Ijesha defiled you when you were 7 years old. How many years? And after then, when you see Baba Ijesha inside TV, you always shake. How many years? Okay, now let's go back to this video. When you now saw the same Baba Ijesha 7 years after inside your house, why were you not shaking here? Okay, now let's leave it shaking. Your mother knew what was going on. She left you and Baba Ijesha inside the house alone. Hello, video yẹn padà princess and to rántí princess ní dé wá ti lẹ̀kùn. Your mother now asked you to come and close the door with you and the same Baba Ijesha inside the house. That, my dear, you are angry. You are traumatized. You did not go to sit in another chair. You did not go to your room until your mom come out. Why did you go back and sit beside Baba Ijesha again? The girl answered and told the judge, I will not be in the camera. And the judge said to the girl, hello, I don't want to hear this story tomorrow. Anything anybody is saying in this court is being recorded. Ask the question again and let the girl answer. Why did you go back and sit beside Baba Ijesha that you are always shaking, you don't want to see? And the girl said, because I will not be in the camera. They told me the film want to shoot. That's where the camera is. That I must sit here. That means princess actually groomed that girl for everything. Who does that to any child, an innocent child? Why would you accept that to happen in our country? When they're talking about fighting for human rights, it is not about social media love. What the people can easily understand easily that will make you be loved. And it over neck deep into serious things. You will know that the case of justice, you need to be patient. You will only avoid unnecessary delay. Ask yourself, Mwani, now, ewo case Yabo Ojo to shele recently with the old stuff. Because people were saying, no, see, if they didn't set that girl up, how would they know Baba Ijesha used to do it? He must have been doing it before. I said, that's how gullible people want to be. But God that works in a way we don't understand. An incident now happened to Yabo's child. She said it by herself. She said, one DJ Patapupa, one DJ told her that they lace our children's drink and food with, they spike their drink with hard drugs. She also confirmed that our own colleague, Kazim Kadozo, said when the boy take the hard drugs, he becomes a junkie. And you are bitter. That, how could anybody do that? Now, the question is this. All these women that said it is okay for princess to ask the girl to submit her body so that she can gather evidence. Why can't they ask our advice, Yabo, that for you to cash in Aramali, why don't you ask your son to go and retake the hard drugs again? Kori ele yi again. Ko yi si lowo, ko record bori omo e se ma yi. To no fe gather evidence. So why ti wo se ro pe omo ti e o gbodo lo laru e koja, and you want another young girl to suffer, even if it's a 10 seconds sexual abuse, it's trauma. When it kilo de she advise pe ko lo, she evidence no one of any, so that she can be able to nail normally. So omolomo lo she ránṣẹ́ de toru. So why are you now condemning me and destroying my reputation when I'm saying that princess needs to be in jail by now? She doesn't care about that girl. She cares about her bitterness, her vendetta. I told you If you mess up with me, I will destroy you. She doesn't care if she uses a child. And I said, Lagos State government, don't accept this from anybody in this country. You are aiding and abetting a serious crime. A waduru crime to princess commits. Just because of a destroyed life in you. And Lagos State government encouraged her. That court encouraged her. And they destroyed Baba Ijesha's life. And I said, what you do not understand is, Baba Ijesha has right to sexual feelings. We are all human. Flirting is a social culture. It only becomes a crime if you flirt with a child or you apply force or a minor. The man thought or he knew he was dealing with an adult. Fine, she might be young. If both of them agree to flirt, it might be morally wrong. It is not criminally wrong. So why should even princess, why should they go to court? And I'm telling you people on my honor, as we speak, because see evidence the age of when till Lagos State government to present in court. Princess or anything, daddy. And you love you 14-year-old, 50-year-old, 40 years, 50-year-old. Ah, but if I'm at Lagos State government. Ah, mo ito femu komu kokon meji woni princess kon e ko form tó bá jẹ́ pé 50 F1 evidence won ki Baba Ijesha mọ̀ pé òun jẹ́ ya nǹkan tó ń jẹ. Tẹ́ bá dé mọ̀ pé ni e farabalẹ̀ ke lọ ṣe won yin ki wọ́n lọ ṣe won gbére gbogbo àwọn wèrè tẹ́ kóra yin jọpọ̀ yẹn ato ke lọ face ko tẹ́ fẹ́ face ẹ má badu ije wọ́n wá rìn pa Yomi nìkan ló fight wọ́n ti lo gbo blog let's destroy Yomi's name èmi le ma mo lórúkọ tí lè destroy. The only thing you can take is social media number. Do I look like I flourish? I flourish because I'm brainy because I have social media number. That was how they were able to achieve. And they changed many things. I lost so many things. I lost some endorsements. I lost so many, but did it affect my resolve to continue to fight for children? Princess Stone. More. Go and ask them in Lagos State. Go to Ogun State. I have fought for children more. Go to Oyo State. After a case of Baba Ijesha, I have fought several cases. See me tell you, on social media. But I fought for children. Because it's natural with me. Ask them to show you the dossier. Nothing. Even that same girl, they all abandoned that girl. And I can tell you for free, very soon and very shortly, that girl will come out, she will speak her truth. She will tell you that, as at the time they were calling me 14, 15-year-old, it's a lie. So, if that princess is coming out today, he has served his time. The complaint I made to the police is what they give. Do you know that Yomi is a sympathizer? I don't have any problem with you, princess. I don't have any problem with you. But in terms of my own fighting for human rights is so civil and so simple. Come inside, sir. Do you want to see, sir? That doesn't stop me from pursuing the right thing. You could see how the Yabo, they body shame me. She tried to gag me. She committed a series of crimes. Until recently, when I challenged her, very dark man roll ewon, Kemi Oluloyo roll ewon, Baba Ijesha wo lo ba nbe, wọ́n ní kon roll ewon, toro ní onímọ́tò tó ti kúrò leko si, tejo nse bala tó ń gbowó fún ẹ, teyin gba ya àwọn ìjẹ káàkiri. She almost want to send me to prison too. Nígbà tí orí yẹn ṣe, mo wá challenge wọn. Òun princess last year kon àbí year ti ni. That's beckon on Lagos State government to charge Damola Adekola to court. Behind me, lawyer, what the package court case. What package what serve me. While she was doing some service, she wants to get judgment. We are in court. We are in court. If you know the way she would have gotten fake judgment against me, if you report here, would they call to him? Kojo, I won't try. Emi ò fẹ́ gbé ẹ lọ court tẹ́lẹ̀. Torí àìmọye ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó ti ṣe nínú case Baba Ijesha tí mo fojú fo pé she gave me 50,000 naira when I was going to bury my mom. Money because our méjì kóra wa jẹ. Ó like me, mo like ye. And I used to think she's a good person. For whatever it is, she was there for me. Nígbà kan rí. Nígbà instance náà wà ńbẹ̀. Eléyìí náà ó ti pè mí sí fíìmù rí. Ó tún wà ńbẹ̀, ó tún fún mi lówó ńgbà fẹ́ bury mọ́ sí mi. Mo dẹ̀ tún ṣì ń wo gbà kan náà pé okay o, bóyá náà sì lè fún mi ṣe o. Bóyá máa jẹṣẹ́ mi kémi náà jẹṣẹ́ o. Mo ṣe láǹkúrà pé ṣe máa gbérù Ìyábọ̀ Ìlọ court mi. Torí nígbà tó máa bá Tóyìn bẹ̀bẹ̀ ń jọ sí, ó tún fún mi lápọ̀nlé mi. Mo fún gbogbo this lady, she speak the truth. Tí bá dẹ̀ jà fáwọn àgbàlagbà yẹn, gbogbo táwọn kúnlẹ̀ afford gbogbo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe yẹn, gbogbo charity inú industry mo ti ṣe ti pẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀. Nígbà mo rí pé ọ̀nà mi ò gbà ká máa pín rẹ̀ sí, ká máa pín human rights ló bá mi lẹ́jẹ̀ mu ni mo ṣe yọ̀ǹda ẹ̀. But anytime tí bá ṣe gbà yẹn, Ìyábọ̀ máa fún mi lówó, á pè mí. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí kíní Ajídébí? Okay, how much do they need? Okay, I'll be sending money. Don't mention my name. Ni mo ṣe láǹkú rẹ̀ pé ṣé rẹ̀ tó ń ṣe kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni màá gbé lọ sí court. 1 billion àti wọ́n dídì fún mi lówó pé wọ́n gbé lọ́yà lẹ́ sínú àdókè pé kí n charge sí court. Tí bá parọ́ kí ìyá mi pè mí láàrin ọjọ́ méje. Even àwọn kan wọ́n tún gbé mi lọ sí Àbújá. Wọ́n tún owó rẹ̀ charge Ìyábọ̀. Finisher. I know where to write report to money. No, I won't do that. Ìsìn ni mo báyìí pé Ọlọ́run tẹ̀ ló ní pé mi Ìjẹ́ṣẹ́ Ìyábọ̀ yìí. Bọ́ èmi máa ṣọkọ fún ẹ. Kò yé yín? Mo sì máa ṣọkọ fún ẹ because èmi ṣì lọ́kọ Ìyábọ̀. Bó ṣe ń pọ́n mi lé tẹ́lẹ̀. Tó yẹ kó jẹ́ kó máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kó má fi lára kún. Wèrè jáde fún mi tán ni o. Àti Davido àti Tókẹ́ Mákíwá o àti gbogbo àwọn wèrè mọ́ wèrè pọ̀. Tọ́n ní talent tọ́kọ̀ láwọn pẹ̀lú àwọn entertainer. Tọ́n fagídí wá tọ́n gbogbo ọkàn ṣọnu síbi lára gbà mo báyìí pé ọlọ́wà yìí kí ọ rádaràdá. Ìyẹn èmi lẹ wá sọ di gbà wọlé ẹgbó yín torí mò ń jà fún. But I know it's tricky, it's very sensitive, but it's worth it for that man to be in life imprisonment. Ohun tí mo padà rí yẹn ṣáwọn adájọ́ ogun orí ni. Ṣé gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní ìjọba orí ni pé this guy is speaking the truth. Ẹ lọ pe ọlọ́pàá náà jáde kó sọ pé ní tí mo sọ ń gbà yẹn tí mo jà lórí case Baba Ijesha irọ́ mo pa. They won't tell you the truth. And not pay any lawyer jáde tó bá sọ pé irọ́ ni mo pa. Àwọn social media ni kan ló ń ṣe ẹlẹ́bọ̀tọ̀. Ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ case ẹni ẹbí ìwà tí mi rántí o. Tí bá rántí sí ó lè já mi jẹ́ kí sáré padà wá kí sáré sọ fún yín. Àwọn kan burúkú tó ṣe ń gbà yẹn nínú case yẹn nìyẹn. Gbogbo àwọn media yẹn ṣe lọ dákẹ́ lọ. And that's the reality. That's what I am doing to live as a life of example for kò ṣe by ẹbọ yàwọn tó ti popular tó ti kú tẹ̀tẹ̀lé ní grave ni máa lọ bá ti pé fẹ́ máa deceive yẹn kẹ́ lè like mi. Let's do right by each other's side. Mi ò lé nǹkan tó kọjá mi rí, mi ò mówó lẹ́nlẹ́rìí, mi ò mú nǹkan nìkan, mi ò ń lu jìbìtì, mi ò mówó lówó. But when you see me put my neck in something, mama jàbú ẹ̀ tẹ́ pé my life depend on it, and that's me. Gbogbo wọn bọ́ta, the only person to ṣe writing was Femi Branch, who called and apologized. I said, no problem, ego. Èyí tó ṣe gẹ̀bí gẹ ẹni tó léwo lábíà kò ní talent acting nínú lówó àbí kí lórúkọ yẹn tó ń bẹ́bí ṣe pálá gbogbo àwọn wèrè ìbùkọ̀ gbogbo lọ́sí gbogbo àwọn jápátá tọkọ̀ jáwọ́ industry tó ní background tó ní kankan. Èyí torí ẹ̀ bó jẹ tó tẹ́rọ̀gì sórí ẹ̀ náà gbogbo wọn kọ̀ ṣọwọ́ lára mi. Ẹ lè máa mo kọ̀ báyìí pé àti ìta ṣoore fún tàmúwọ̀ industry. Gbogbo wọn kọ̀ jáde tán fún mi gbà wọ́n ní mọ̀ pé ti tọ́ wèrè. Gbogbo àwọn rọ́gì tó yẹ kó fi ṣe sí National Stadium a máa tẹ sórí. Ẹ máa lẹ́yìn celebrate ẹ máa jẹ pásẹ̀ mi. Ṣé ẹ ní talent jù mí lọ ni? Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ act jù mí lọ ni? Tó bá ṣe pé mo tóbi mo yọ̀dí. Mo dẹ̀ lọ ń jà mo bá jà fáwọn èèyàn káàkiri. Mi ò jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn rí pé talent wà pé story ti máa kọ láàrin 3 days. Acting ma act ọmọ yẹn lóbi gan ayé máa ronú sí ẹ wá sọ mí di ẹlẹ́bọ̀tọ̀ síbi kan gbogbo wọn tọ́ ọba ìsìnkí mi mo ti pọ́n ọgbọ́ ẹ̀ lálọ́wọ́ yín o èyí tó bá ṣọwọ́ gan máa ṣọwọ́ sá ọpọ̀ ṣọwọ́ máa lọ tọ́jú ẹ̀ síbi kan ẹ ti ya wèrè wọ princess yẹn kí ló tó sá lọ ó ṣe dúró tí máa fẹ́ ṣòwèrè fún sí kí lọ kó gbogbo case file yẹn report yẹn kí n kọ́ sí home office torí mo mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ ẹni wèrè fi lọ gba asylum nísẹ̀kẹ́nu ẹ̀ kó dákẹ́ ó ti lọ fa wèrè lọ́yàn sí lọ́yà méjì ló ti pè mí ní UK nígbà tó gbọ́ Baba Ijesha jáde àwọn lọ́yà tó ti fẹ́ ṣeré fún tẹ́lẹ̀ wèrè tí ṣe kó bá rẹ nìyẹn iṣẹ́ kò ra ka síbi tó wà irú ẹ̀kọ́ pé lọ́gbọ́dọ̀ rí inú fáìlì ẹ̀ wèrè ò ní kò ní padà ríwèé gbà mọ́ abẹ́rẹ́ sí lọ ṣàkọtí wú àwọn òkú mọ́ṣúárì kò tó lè kúrò níbi tó bá ti ṣiṣẹ́ nìyẹn torí lè bá lo fi máa fi gender bàbá yíyan jẹ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣòótọ́ we want to pursue genuine cases. Sexual abuse on children or any child is unacceptable, or any minor. Don't do it. Control yourself. But let's focus on genuine complainants, victims, so that we can be able to give them the right help. Because you can hide behind it. They want for any football age. Even the girl was writing different ages. Onto age to consable, onto age to compant, onto past year. And all the media, they kept quiet. And I bring the Lagos State government, but why haven't you prosecuted that other boy? Should be same case, in it? Same investigation. Ask Governor Sanwo-Olu, why haven't your government prosecuted Damola Adekola? What kind of justice are you delivering to movie industry? Video. And when you speak, how are we going to continue to run a country like this? Every law princess shows the evidence of the age of that girl. And why didn't you present it in court? And as we speak now, at the appeal court, Baba Ijesha won 2 out of the 4 count charges. In he's going to fight and ensure that he clears his name. And that's what happened, though. I don't support abuse on children. And again, I must advise. Don't listen to any of these disgusting people that are saying that because it's been long, nobody will believe you if you are sexually abused. Or because, people will not believe you, or you lack evidence. If you suffer any sexual abuse, report to the police at any time. The police will see the best they can make out of it. Don't listen to anybody that tells you because it is too long, nobody will believe you, or because you lack evidence. No. Go ahead and tell the police. Be sure you are speaking the truth. They will look into it speedily. And that is one of the reasons why I give kudos to Lagos State government. They have serious institutions. They look into the abuse of children quickly. They look into it speedily. So be confident. Just ensure that you don't lie. Because if you lie, it might fall back on you. The woman is now facing charges now. And she should go to jail for lying against the husband because of her destroyer. Check out my daughter in your own. Come out leg be around. Kesi wo pe amo emi ma ti ma so ko o ba mi sun o tell you me why you go gbe no iru ero buruku wo ni because social media allow you to escalate and destroy people's life. And when you see people on social media, they don't wait, they don't take time, they just attack and destroy people quickly. You must uphold the presumption of innocence on anybody. Anybody can be investigated, anybody can be arrested, anybody can be detained. So, to God be the glory, and to the public and to the legal team, instead of life imprisonment and a separate 16 years, Baba Ijesha got what he got and is out. So he only spent 3 years and 4 months. I want to believe everybody have learned our lessons. Self-control is key. I'm not saying I'm a saint. I'm not saying any other person is a saint. Oh, look, you put my am I believe going to what is human rights? Our country believe we human rights here. Can I have food? If I have set me up. Get those food. If you go and get them, with the one leg. So the thing about the law push them to look at we be by a bell of a look. Consento lagbara lórí obìnrin. Kò sí ní ìfẹ́ mọ́ bó ṣe lágbára tó. Ẹ kan wá say, if it's me, it can never happen to me. Wèrè. Ọmọ bàbá ẹ ṣe fún yẹ lóyún. Don't weaponize sexual abuse. It's not appropriate. Don't do it. Ẹ jẹ́ káwọn nǹkan yẹn kó ṣẹlẹ̀ naturally, or try and avoid it. Àfẹ́ni tóbìnrin ò bá fẹ́ mú ni. Tẹ́gbẹ́ tó bá ń ka o kàn ka newspaper lásán, àbí o ń ka News and Boom láyé ìgbà yẹn. O kàn ka story bó ṣe ń bára wọn sùn lásán o kó ti ń le. Ẹlòmíì ti ń wet. Ní tó wá le jù tó wá wo Mojo tá ti wò, wá wo Mojo tó wò lánàá yẹn. If you repeat seeing the blue film again, wà tún go tún ní hard on. Ṣé mo ṣe wò lánàá? Campus bọ́sí kò wá rí physically kóbìnrin máa kó máa ṣe jú sí ẹ. Obìnrin lè wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ọkọ ẹ̀. Or kí girlfriend wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ boyfriend ẹ̀. Kó dẹ̀ máa ṣojú sẹ́lòmíì kí kó dẹ̀ ó ti gba ogun náà kó ti gbọ́ pé ọmọ ẹ̀ ti kó mi jẹ. Ó ti lọ dànù. That's how powerful women can be. Ọlọ́mọdé àpàdé àgbákò obìnrin. Ọlọ́mọdé àpàdé àgbákò obìnrin. Káwọn ọmọ wa máa pàdé àgbákò obìnrin. Ká máa ṣírú àwọn obìnrin bíi princess pàdé. Ẹwé ẹbẹ bọ́tà. He has finished his sentence. Ṣé ohun tó plan lórí ẹ̀? Ṣé ohun tó plan òun lórí? That's not what they planned. LB, let's continue to stand by what is right. We as a human rights organization will continue to fight and speak the truth. But gbogbo alágbára ẹ máa rẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́rùn kiri kan ẹ ṣọ̀ṣe. Ní àmọ́ ṣọkọ Ìyábọ̀ ń gbà yẹn kó mọ̀ púpọ̀ kọ́ ni kọ́kọ́ lù ní wèrè. If you sit in front of 6 billion people to castigate and lie against me and gag me, what I have is what I'm going to be used to fight back. I'm a shoko Ìyábọ̀. They tried to see that film should not be allowed to stream or do anything. They couldn't achieve it. So that's the wickedness they did. Thinking that you continue to set any man up with flirting and then you change the story. It's pure evil and wickedness. Hello, Shoshi, stop it. This thing is happening everywhere, not just Nigeria. So that's the old stuff. Don't deceive our public. You read my face here, you're calling for me no way. You go anybody. You join any WhatsApp group. Come down for Baba Ijesha. You share anything. Nothing. I did it from my church mind. And I know how many things that I lost in the process. So I believe Allah will recover it for me. And I'm grateful to God Almighty. Mo challenge anybody kó sọ pé WhatsApp group báyìí o on da wa bí òun kó owó pé ó yá gbà o lọ kó fún Baba Ijesha bí wọn kẹ́ni ẹ bọ́ta nígbà tí bí ń pa mí mo rọ́jú ẹ̀yìn mo bá life mi lọ mo ya fíìmù gan nígbà yẹn gan lẹ́gbàá yẹn mo ya fíìmù ibi ọwọ́ kò jọ pé mo fi wèrè yá mo gbèsè mọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ ọlọ́dẹ bá mi ṣámí sí mo rù káàkiri ayé dẹ̀ ṣámí sí mo dẹ̀ rí lẹ́kọ́n díẹ̀. And that's how God bless you when you're honest. So I want to appeal to all of us. Self-control is key. It's very important. Because if you are careful in this life, if you run into somebody that is careless, if care is not taken, the careful will be the one to be blamed. That is the world we live, and that is what we have with social media. They are rehabilitating so many people with phone. Because they want to know if they still have memory. Can you still remember your TikTok? Are you on social media? Do you have Facebook? Do you have Instagram? Are you sure? Yeah. Log in. Immediately log in by the caregiver. But that person is already a loose cannon. They will come on social media and be spilling junks. So guys, that is about that. Baba Ijesha is now a free person and he is grateful to God. Allah of my money. And if you ask me, they cannot prove the age of that girl. Nothing. They just but their wish and their plan did not come to fall. 3 years, with life imprisonment. So it's a shame on them. But Baba Ijesha not say, "Oh my, padi, I'm afujuri, I'm physically." When they do I am not in police cell or prison while he is coming out. Because Lara plan 1 year. If I had entered into the ambush while we were fighting for this Boba's case, that on the 7th was when they planned to detain me. I can imagine, cut me on the 7th. So I should go to London. Cut his charge, but also cut at the Malosi prison. Baba Ijesha, my daddy. What kind of... Meanwhile, Lara, I want to want to film, I want to want to lay no. Ejo, ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò tọ́pẹ́ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan. Ṣé ipa àwọn ogun kan wà tí on face tó kọjá owó. And by that way, Mohbad's case will have been dead, and that is the end. So you could see many things now for you. Mohbad's case is alive. He's going to get justice. The presidency, they are on top of the matter. But we are going to be appealing to the president. Don't be complacent. We'll meet in Los Abuja. The spending till law. Ayobami Sadiq. Damola, Damola, go, what I go, your Brukula, Damola. Damola in there, Bibu. We need to get the rest of the suspects so that they can get these people on the way and get the case to court and get justice from Mohbad. Mr. President, I care so much about you. I am returning your loyalty back. But if you allow it, they should find the rest of the other guys. If they can't find them, declare them wanted. They should fish them out. The Interpol is there in Abuja. I don't know what is going. Sir, let them do the right thing and get justice for Mohbad. Mohbad was murdered inside the house. The CCTV inside Mohbad's house was working. Even if they choose not to bring the evidence, because it is clear that they are concealing the evidence, they could still pay for the crime. Concealment of evidence is another charge that could make them pay, and then they could still be charged for murder. So please, Your Excellency, look into the matter at the FCID in Abuja. Mohbad must get justice before we can't. I can't vote for any government that cannot give justice. No government protecting murderers will get my own vote. Give justice to this boy. Let's fix this. I just want to do my part to support whatever you're doing to make this country better. Mohbad is still in the mortuary, not buried yet. And we want to go to an election with the clear. It's clear that they are shielding the evidence. If they can cover up the video evidence like that in Lagos State, it shows clearly that they are spending serious millions, if not millions of dollars, to cover up that video. And I've done everything to fight and to bring the case to your table, Your Excellency. It's time to act as the father of the nation. Because they have the video somewhere. These guys, they've been so reckless with it. If they can do that to Mohbad, how many of us can survive it? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to be drawing the curtain on the stuff. But Mohbad is going to get justice and is going to get it right way. I don't know how many of these people have been granted bail. I'm not against bail until they are willing and ready to charge them to court. But Your Excellency, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, the Chief of Staff to the President, up I see, say, sir, we need your 100% loyalty to the President. That the target is to ensure that even Lagos States, they fail even at the gubernatorial election, with what I'm seeing. Because if that video should come before the election, Katole is single soul, party, I myself, I will find it difficult to even cast my votes. And I would even join them to protest. The video how Mohbad was murdered is out there in the hands of some people. But I don't know why they are blocking it and they are shielding and protecting it in Lagos. I don't know. So if your government cannot arrest the situation at the federal level, I have done my bit. You You were good to us in the movie industry, in the entertainment industry. You honored me personally, sir, severally. Ọ̀nà méjì sí mẹ́ta ni tèmi fi jẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ yín. At a point, I was working behind two important people to ensure that I was behind Honorable Omogori Olagbara as his PA at the Lagos State House of Assembly. And I was also with Baba Sue. And both of them were working for you. They love you. So for you to know how young I was when I began to love you, Your Excellency, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I was only interested in pushing my boss to achieve whatever they want to achieve, to make you succeed and go forward. So certainly you should know. If I come out and tell you this is the truth, because the baby later, no respect for any police officer in Lagos State. Nobody will cast any vote. And it is coming. They are planning it. You should have more disloyal people around you so that they will not touch on the case and deliver justice for Mohbad on time. That's why I'm appealing. Do the right thing quickly, Your Excellency. The National Security Advisor, Alhaji Nuhu Ribadu, it is time for you to show your commitment and loyalty to the government of Asiwaju. All of you that claim you are loyal, you believe in Asiwaju, it's time for you to stand by him. Don't betray the Baba. It can't be everywhere. The pain will come and it will arise in the hearts of Nigerians when they realize that Mohbad is still in the mortuary, and if they see the video of how he was murdered, and after all the shouts, Nigerians will not take this lightly. They would take to the streets. They would blame no other person, because I have told you, many Nigerians have told you, TikTokers, they've shouted on the top of a voice. I wrote to your office, you assented. You said they should go and harmonize and prosecute. But has it been done? What is delaying it since May? Your Excellency, to those that are listening, I don't know whoever is trying to hurt you in Lagos State, but they can only get Asiwaju except through people that are very close to him. I've done my part. I've done my part. I can't speak more than I can speak. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is that about that. Justice for Mohbad, we are pursuing it, and we're pursuing it, and we're not backing down. And God continue to be with us. Thank you all. Bye-bye on Instagram. And let me play some game. Bye-bye on Instagram. Bye-bye on Instagram.